You got that, Seth?
Yeah. Break it down for me.
All right, so shamefacedness, meaning, sister, you got to be modest. You don't want to, you should be embarrassed to come out of here naked, without your body being, covered up. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. In sobriety, you don't want to be drunken.
That goes with the women that wear the tight pants too.
That's right.
That's not modest apparel, because I see everything. If I'm walking with my woman and the next man starts looking at her because she got everything showing, am I really supposed to be mad at him? She came out looking like that, so now I gotta fight this man because he's disrespecting you? You wanted that disrespect, you wanted that attention. You have to be shamefaced so that you don't want that attention.
That's right. So the scripture say sobriety there, sister. It's talking about you, not getting, too drunk. All right, but at the same time, it's twofold. I gotta lift up your voice. Okay, if you're in this word, okay, you keep all those spirits off you. Okay, and you become sober. It's in the eyes of the Lord.
Precept.
Salakia, real quick.
Go ahead.
And also, sister, you want to please God. When you wear your fringes, when you wear your modest apparel, you're pleasing God every day. None of these brothers, and I know if I can speak for myself, I don't walk outside without my fringes.
Every day.
Every day. Because I feel naked. I don't feel like I have on, I'm not pleasing God if I'm walking around in strange apparel. Bring out that strange apparel scripture.
This is...
Good. Precepts. That's good. This is Zephaniah. Chapter 1. And don't just be listening. Mark up your Bibles. Y'all learn these scriptures and learn how to explain this. Camp is school. Camp is also class.
All right. This is Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 8.
Bring it out.
And it shall come to pass. Hey, I'll hold this microphone. And it shall come to pass that in the day of the Lord's sacrifice, that I will punish the princes and the king's children.
So he's saying it shall come to pass. It's going to happen, because everything he says is going to happen in this Bible happens.
That's right.
Wait.
That I will punish the princes and the king's children.
The princes and the king's children are the children of Israel.
Right.
That's who gets punished. Not everybody else. Not all of those other nations. They don't get punished. Wait.
And all such that are clothed in strange apparel.
So everybody who's dressed in strange apparel, like you're dressing how the white man wants you to dress, how these sodomites who control that industry want you to dress, you're going to be destroyed by the Most High. None of that is cool. Dressing around with pants like they told women to do, none of that is cool. You're going to be put to death. That effeminate spirit that most of our men got nowadays, where they wear their pants under their crotch,
right,
so they can show their rod and show their butt cheeks, that's not going to fly with the Most High. He's going to put them to death.
Right.
Read.
Precept. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 56.
Bring it out.
Says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her feet upon the ground.
Because the sisters that in that day, they wouldn't put their foot on the ground. That's how delicate they were. That's how special they knew that they were. Our sisters today, they're just ratchet.
That's right.
They don't care. They're not chaste. They're not. They have no respect for themselves. That's why they're on the internet twerking.
Right.
That's why they're on IG showing everything.
For free.
For free. You're not even getting paid to be a whore. You're just being a whore for free. Read.
Would not adventure to set the sole of her feet upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. So that's something that our women are forgetting, especially the black woman. Because she'll take her shoes off and put them on the ground to fight in the middle of the street. She don't want to be tender and delicate anymore. And that's what we're teaching out here. We're teaching you how the Most High designed you to be, not this false American culture, what they gave our women, that the black woman is supposed to be mouthy and catty. And she's supposed to be fighting because can't nobody check her. The Bible didn't tell you to act like that. America taught you that. The churches that America set up taught you that. But the Hebrew Israelites, we're going to teach you thus saith the Lord verbatim. That's right. And the Most High said you women are supposed to be tender and delicate, so much so that you won't even walk outside barefoot. That's how delicate you're supposed to be, black man, black woman, Hispanic woman, Native American woman. You're supposed to be modest and shamefaced. Only your husband is supposed to know the shape of your body.
That's right.
You're not supposed to be out here making sure everybody know what you got. And we gonna remind you that that's how the Most High got it set up. And when you women change and turn back towards that, you're gonna see him start to do a work like you never seen before. The reason the Most High is not moving to save our people is because you're not moving to do what he commands you. You got your mind made up that you're gonna do what you wanna do. And we here to break down them strongholds. Go ahead, brother.
I got a precept off what he just said. It's Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. And although the Most High give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. But thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it.
Right.
When ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left hand.
You understand that? Read it again, let me break it down.
That's right, brother.
Isaiah chapter 30 verse 20.
Bring it out.
And although the Most High Yahweh give you the bread of adversity,
So although he gave us these curses that we read to you earlier, read,
and the water of affliction,
and the water of affliction, because we're being afflicted every single day. Let this nonsense pass real quick.
And we understand, you're a nurse? We understand that you have a uniform. Some of these brothers here, their job tell them they can't have no beards. So they went the extra mile and brought in paperwork to show them that this is my religious custom. And I want to keep my beard. They striving to please the Most High. So if your job tell you, well, you got to wear scrubs. Well, you find a way to say, well, listen, I want to wear a skirt, a medical skirt. And look,
And they have those.
When you look
Yeah,
at,
it's possible. It's possible.
so then that's you putting that effort. I want to please the Lord. And watch the Most High, man. He gonna deal with you.
Go ahead, read.
yeah, it's like you. And the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
So his real teachers won't be removed into a corner anymore. That's why you see us here. I see you hear those brothers over there? They out there strong right now. That's IUIC. You got brothers down the street in different camps. We're everywhere. You're going to see this movement is being built. Right. Read.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
So your eyes are going to see your teachers. You walk up and down this block, you're going to see nothing but Israelite men every Sabbath bringing out this word.
That's right.
Fearless.
That's right.
Read.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it.
So we're out here to tell you that this is the way.
Right.
To walk in this way.
When ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left.
In other words, in everything you do. Right?
All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy.
So what he's saying there is before before Yahushua gets here, examine the way that you're living. That's right. So that read it again.
Before judgment, examine thyself.
So examine yourself, like I said, read.
And in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy.
So that when he comes, he might give you mercy. Because a lot of our people are not going to have mercy. 2/3 of our people, of these people that you see in the sign, and the Israelites, the other Israelites that are scattered throughout.
Did he die?
It just turned off.
And the other Israelites that are scattered throughout the earth, they're going to be put to death. So you don't want to be in that number. So you don't want to be one of the 2/3.
There you go.
Understand? You want to be one of the 1/3 that make it through. That make it through this fire. Because it's going to be hell on earth before the kingdom comes. He's going to come here and with a sword to kill people. Christianity teaches you that this homosexual here is going to come give everybody hugs and kiss babies. That's not what he's coming for. He's coming to kill.
That's right.
That's what he's coming for. He's coming for vengeance for those who don't care about the fact that he died for us. Then he's going to kill the people who destroyed his children. Go ahead.
Bring it out.
Humble thyself before thou be sick, and in the time of sins show repentance.
So you got to humble yourself. You can't keep going on with that thought process of I'm going to wear what I want to wear and I'm going to do what I want to do.
Right.
That's only going to lead to your destruction. You got to make that turn at some point and come into his law, statutes, and commandments. If you love him, you will keep his commandments. That's what the Most High says. You got a precept, read.
Precept. Right here.
This is Sirach chapter 25 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
Oh, great is he that findeth wisdom.
So it's great for that person that find wisdom. Read.
Yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord. Verse 12. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. All right?
So you have to have faith that if you follow these words, you begin to cleave unto the Most High. When you start following his commandments, you'll start understanding, I gotta be drawn to this more. I gotta get into this word. I gotta have my husband teach me, or I gotta come out here and these men of the Lord to teach me this word. You understand?
Right.
Read.
This is to back up. This is to back up what he said about Yahushua, or who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, coming back, to kill people. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword.
So he didn't come for hugs and kisses. He came for what?
Not to send peace on earth, but a sword.
So he comes to bring a sword. That means he's coming to kill people. And he's going to start with the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who he's going to destroy first. The 2/3 that don't believe in this word, that want to say, it is what it is, but I'm going to do what I want. That's who's going to be the first to be destroyed.
That sound is going dead.
Maybe the battery's dead. Y'all make sure y'all marking these precepts, man.
This is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 14, to back up what he said earlier about the Most High coming with fire. And when you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and the bones shall flourish like an herb.
Come on.
And the hand of the Most High shall be known toward his servants, and his indignation toward his enemies. For behold, the Lord will come with fire,
Right.
and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
That's right.
For by fire and by his sword will the Most High plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
So with fire is how his word is going to be pled throughout the earth.
That's right.
Not with smooth words. He's not going to come here and say something nice to you. He's going to come and destroy people. Just like he destroyed in the day of Noah. He told Noah, build this ship. And then he flooded everybody else. But this time he's coming with a fire to destroy the children that don't want to follow his word and the rest of the nation.
That's how
Yeah. Then we both do. We got his precept.
This is Zechariah 13 and 8.
Bring it out.
And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall
So
be
2
left.
parts of therein are going to be cut off and die. 2/3 of these people, 66%, are going to be cut off and die when the Most High comes. Read.
But the third shall be left therein.
But the third, the ones that cleave onto this word, the ones that want to keep this commandments, the ones that got their Bibles out, they got their pens out, and they're learning something,
Right.
they're going to live.
Continue.
Read on. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined.
So he's going to refine us as silver is refined. Understand? We're going to be brought through the calamity. It's martial law coming to this land. People act like that's not coming. It's already going down in South America. It's already going down in France. It's coming here eventually. You understand?
And will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord is my God.
So he's going to hear us when we call his name. Because first off, we know his name. Most people don't know his name. You call him Jesus. You don't know his name. If you never knew his law, statutes, and commandments, you didn't follow him, he's going to say he does not know you.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 15, verse 20.
Read out.
He hath commanded no man to do wickedly.
So he didn't command any of us to do wicked. He didn't command any of us not to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
See if they stop it. Since we're having continue to teach. See something? Continue to teach. Don't do that. Just teach.
So those who keep his commandments, those are the ones that he's going to bring into the kingdom. You understand? Right. Precept?
Yeah, Ezekiel 9 and 4.
Neither hath he given any man license to sin.
The water for that. The water. Much respect. IUIC in the building.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Neither hath he given any man license to sin.
So he didn't give any of us license. You see this army right here? That's what you're going to see more and more in the earth.
The army of Israelites.
That's the army of
Israelites. You see that? These are the men that you follow. Men that are following the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's beautiful, man.
You got more. I'm done with that one.
Give me Ezekiel 9 and 4. This is Ezekiel. Read loud.
Chapter 9, verse 4.
Bring it out.
Earlier he told you that when the Most High sends his son back to reclaim judgment on the earth, he's going to start his judgment with our people. Right? Shalom, brothers. Elders.
Shalom.
The Most High is going to start his judgment with our people. This is the reason why he says that. Go ahead, read.
Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4.
Come on.
And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So the people that speak against the wickedness in the earth, the Most High is going to remember them. He's going to mark them. Go ahead.
And to the others he said, In mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women.
Now that's a harsh judgment from the Lord. Men, women, and little children will suffer judgment from the Lord. But where does he begin?
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
And the mark was the ones like these brothers, like us, that was speaking against the wickedness going on. Yes? Read on.
And begin at my sanctuary.
But that judgment is going to start with the Most High's people.
That's right.
He's going to get us in order first before the eyes of all the nations. And then he's going to raise us up to where we can carry out Ezekiel 25:14, where we can actually be his hand of judgment. But first you have to get in order. You got to raise up. You too have to be a mighty man of the Lord. You can't get no pass. And we say this every time. You got to take your hands out of your pockets. Stop standing around watching us build this nation like, yeah, that's good that they doing that. Good job, brothers. I like them brothers. I know some of them brothers. I talk to some of them brothers on Facebook. No, you have to come out here and do this work with us. That's a commandment. That's right. Then this can take place. You got something else you holding your finger on? All right, carry on.
All right. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 23.
Bring it out.
For the commandment is a lamp, and the light, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. This is what we're doing. We're giving reproof for instruction of everything. We brought up the commandments, everything that we're doing, and we're trying to please the Most High. This is the reason why. We're bringing out the reproofs for the instructions of the way of life. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is the only way. It's not our personal beliefs, not our personal way, our way of thinking. It's the Most High's way of thinking, his law, his way. That's it.
You got it? Come read.
This is Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, ye gather together, O nation not desired.
So we're out here to do that, to gather the nations that are not desired. These are the people that are not desired in this earth. All of these camps that you see out here, that's our goal, to gather the nation, the Israelites that are not desired. You understand?
I gave the sister a flyer.
She been here since the beginning.
And I'm finna leave y'all because I'm tired. But y'all are interested. Y'all always be interested.
You can catch us on YouTube on that flyer. There's a phone number that we have a class every Friday.
Every Friday.
Okay.
You can call in that class, ask any questions that you want to ask. And we are here every Sabbath from 3 o'clock until the Most High tells us to go home.
Okay.
You got any questions, sis?
Oh, I'm just looking.
What's your nationality?
American.
You're what?
I'm just me. I'm American.
You're American? Where's your father from?
I'm not sure.
That's the curse.
Yeah. We were born and raised in the U.S.
Do you see yourself on the sign? The father on that sign?
Is your father a so-called American Negro? Would you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. So by that standard, you would be from the tribe of Judah, thus making you an Israelite.
That's right.
Give me Hebrews 7 and 14.
You got it.
Book of Hebrews. What's up, young brothers? Hebrews 7 and 14.
Hebrews.
I'm on it.
Okay.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14.
Bring it out.
For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood.
So now Jesus Christ himself is from the tribe of Judah. You know, do you know who this is? You ever see that image?
Yeah, it's supposed to represent Christ.
So who is it?
I don't know.
Show her the true image. We're going to get you the true
We're
image.
going to give you the true image, but that person, his name is Cedro Borges.
You guys have a name.
Excuse me?
I said you guys have a name. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, you can look him up.
That's a real person
You
in
ever
history.
heard of the Borges or the First Crime Family?
No.
You want the precept?
Go ahead, get the precept.
Which one?
Explain it to her. Who Cedro Borges is?
Go ahead, read that precept and I'll explain.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and the graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings, whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off. They took counterfeit of his visage from far, and made an express image of a king, whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent, as if he were present. So basically, this is talking about Cesare Borgia, however you want to say his name, the so-called white man right there in the picture. His dad is Pope Alexander VI, or the second Pope Pius, and when he died, they had a picture, like an image of him, basically risen up to be the counterfeit image of Jesus, as it says here in the Bible. This was a prophecy written by King Solomon in the Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha.
Part of the reasoning for making him that image is the Romans wanted to rule over the Jews. How you rule over a people is to be their God. So if they depict themselves as their God, the people would never fight against them. And that happens to this day. Like to this day, we won't go up against the white man because he's Jesus. You don't want to fight Jesus, do you? So you see him as that image and you'll never go up against him. But that's not the true image of the Most High. So we get that. You want to read your precept first?
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Bring it out.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the earth was given unto the hand of the wicked. Do you know who rules the earth right now? Do you know what people rule the earth right now?
Under the influence of Satan, right?
God. But what people rule the earth right now?
White people.
Because they are the devil. You're right when you said Satan. They are the devil. They are manifest the devil. Devil means deceiver. This is deception. And that's the first crime. You know what the 10 Commandments?
Yeah.
What's the first commandment?
Well, Thou shalt not kill. I don't know what the first.
The first commandment is, thou shalt not have no God before me, right?
True.
That is breaking the first commandment. That's why the Borgias were called the first crime family. That's the first crime. You broke the first commandment with that crime. And they got the Jews and the children of Israel to break that commandment by putting this homosexual as a god before them. Read.
Yes, finish this. He covered the face. Let me start over. At the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So the world is given into the hand of the wicked because they are the wicked. And he decided to cover the faces of the judge. Who's the major judge on the earth? It's Yahushua, correct? So they covered his face with that whitewashing. So now you got him as not the Messiah, but as Jesus Christ, a homosexual. Cedric Borges.
Precept.
Go ahead.
Precept. This is 1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. And they laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So the white man is a heathen, and he sought to paint the image of himself as Yahushua and the people of the book. Because it's not just Yahushua who you call Jesus Christ, it's Moses and all the men in the book. They change them into so-called white people. We say so-called because he's not really white. They're not white. If you look at him, he's right behind you. He's
two
red.
to the left. Two.
You understand?
Well, a better example would be them two.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, look at her hair and look at her face. You understand?
Thank you. I'm definitely gonna do my research. Thanks.
Okay, look into your lineage. You are a Hebrew Israelite.
You gotta teach her how to pray. You know, don't forget those things when you get a woman to fly up.
Anybody else got any questions?
Did you teach her that? How to pray?
Yeah.
Brother got a question.
You did that already?
You got a question on it?
About Chelsea saying that the Sabbath.
I can tell.
Is it true that he changed the Sabbath day to Sunday?
I didn't understand what he said.
He said that Constantine, is it true that he changed the Sabbath day to Sunday?
I've heard that.
Between him
I
and
read it. I had it
the book, right?
I've heard that.
They didn't
Catholic
really
Church.
do a good job of it. Because look at the calendar. What is the seventh day?
It's because he had more pagans that worshipped in his
Look at
community.
that.
He was trying to find a way to get them to worship what he liked as well. And he mixed paganism with Christianity, with that type of Christianity. You understand what I'm saying? And he ended up changing the Sabbath day to Sunday because that's the day that they worship. They were sun worshipers. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, teach this sister how to pray. You know how to pray to the Most High?
I thought I did.
This is important. Learn that.
That's the right answer, sister.
Brothers know how to run that down?
Yeah.
Hold it and let's do it.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
So he's saying the head of every man, the Godhead of every man is Christ. Read.
And the head of the woman is the man.
So the head of the woman is the man. You said that your father wore the pants, right? Because that's the natural way it's supposed to go. The man is the head of the woman, right?
And the head of Christ is the Most High.
So the head of Christ is the Most High. Most people in society today, they believe in a Trinity, like they're all the same person. But if the head of Christ is God, then how can Christ be God? You understand? You got that precept? Read.
This is Matthew 6 and 6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly.
So you're not supposed to be praying in public. You understand what that means? So a lot of people, they, like you see them trying to pray in front of people just to get attention. The Most High said you gotta pray in private. Read the rest of what you got.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 5. But verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying having his head covered dishonoreth his head.
So a man is not supposed to cover his head when the word is being brought out. So any of you men with hats on right now, if you believe in the Most High, take your hat off and hear the word. Con? All praise, all praise. All praise. Okay. Read.
Verse 5. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth, having her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head. For that is even all one as if she were shaven.
So all you sisters have to have your head covered, like you see the sisters here, when you're praying to the Most High or when the word is being brought out.
Let me keep going.
If you don't do so, he's not hearing what you're saying. Your prayer is for naught. Go ahead.
Verse 6. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. Meaning, if you don't want to cover your head when the scriptures are coming out or when you're praying to the Most High, you might as well just shave all your head off. You know what I mean? If you're not going to shave your hair and it's a shame for you to walk around with a completely bald head, then you got to cover your head when you're praying. The scriptures are coming out.
In these days, when a woman shaved her head, usually that was a sign of mourning. So when he's saying that, you might as well be in mourning.
Or a prostitute.
That's true. That was another thing. All right. So what he's telling you is, learn how to pray to your God as a humble woman, and cover your head. Get a shawl, put it over you before you pray. And you men, acknowledge your Savior before you begin to pray, and uncover the crown of your head. You understand?
That's right.
He's also teaching acknowledgement of Christ, right? So he's teaching you two things. He's teaching women to be in order and to be humble, because in this day and age, you could say that was the beginning of feminism. They were worshiping women gods. Women were dealing in the Senate. They were beginning to get that Jezebel spirit deep in the earth, right? So he's teaching you two things. Men, acknowledge Christ. Women, acknowledge that you're a woman. Humble yourself, right? You are the weaker vessel.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Hey, the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, and verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Okay, so sister, that's with pretty much everything that we brought out to you today. All right, so when we give you the laws of God, God did things to set order. There's an order that's supposed to be set in place. When we get to the kingdom, it's going to be an order.
What's up, brother?
This is the reason why we're going to be the kings in the kingdom, okay, and all the other nations are going to serve us.